How's it going, everyone? It is Monday, June 17th, 2024. A little bit later video today. Want to get one out earlier, but I had some morning meetings. Missed quite a bit of action today in the market. So let's take a look at the previous picks from the last video. So I gave 2 day trades. So let's look at those day trades first. I gave out SHOP as a long day trade and AAL as a short. Okay, so let's start with SHOP. As you can see, it is down today. So when the video came out, I called out SHOP. It was right here around 12:10. This was a nice entry point on the stock if you didn't get in a little bit earlier. It was holding the high of the day. We got a nice little compression break. The market had a weak bullish trend in its favor, so we had a little bit of market tailwind. So I got in at, actually got in a little bit earlier. I got in around 67.40, and then at 12:10 I had a little bit of profit. But you get into 12:10, let's say, ride this guy up. This is a little bit of a red candle, but we pull back to the 8 EMA. We're still looking okay, grinding up higher. Then we got this bearish hammer at the high of the day. Not sure why I zoomed out there. We got this bearish hammer at the high of the day. So I thought, all right, that's not a bad time to scale out on a fairly dead day, right? So this happened at around 1 o'clock. Here's the market, 1 o'clock here. So a little bit of resistance getting into the gap. So I'm like, all right, still, this is getting later in the day. This stock may run out of a little bit of steam, but I think we're still going to get in at a double top. So I had my order out here. We were still holding all of the gains, which was a good sign. And then at 135 later over here, we were hitting some resistance in the gap. So I decided to take my profits at the double top. I had a static order out at around 68.15, so I got hit on this candle. Ended up being a little bit lucky in avoiding this move. Sometimes these trends continue up higher. Sometimes you get this big jump down. And so this can really spook you out of a lot of, this whole move got erased pretty quickly. And that's also what happened if the D1 isn't, insanely strong, right? There are going to be some sellers lurking over here. So those big drops down, I think, in my experience, are a little bit more likely. I don't have the stats to necessarily back that up. Just sort of what I've observed. So, was maybe a little bit more passive, but I still got a really nice chunk of profits. Got maybe 40, 50 cents on a $66, $68 stock, which is a pretty good win in my book. And look, even if you, didn't get out here, right, you held through the drop, you could get out over here on this bounce as it starts to stall out for a couple of bars, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. You can get out over here and you still take a small profit on the trade. So SHOP was a nice win. I think the key was just to recognize, one, that on these grinder stocks, they will typically die with a double top. And you can see how the stock wasn't able to make any advancement, right, in the past hour. When the stock starts to really stall, not move for a while, right, 12.55 over here, maybe 1.55, right, but it's making a static move for an hour. Yeah, you look at the trend's over. You can maybe get out. Especially on a dead day like this where the stock may lose a little bit of ground and you don't know if it's going to regain its footing. Here is different, right? We got the pullback. It's far earlier in the day. We were at support, and then we get the bounce off. So this trend starts to resume very quickly. This is but certainly a long candle, but the rebound is quite strong, and the dip is very brief. It's very different here where we're closer to the end of the move. If you think of the cycles, beginning of this bullish cycle, now we're closer to the end of this bullish cycle because we reach this consolidation period. All right, so nice one on SHOP. Let's get that out of our picks. We have AAL. All right, so AAL, I called it out on obviously the 14th. I said if AAL can break through its low of the day, we had a nice setup. We got a little test right over here at 12:30, but no poke on the low of the day. Bounced off that support, held those gains. Today it is rallying, so no trade over here. Did not break the low of the day. You should have not gotten the alert, and you should have not taken the trade. So I'm going to mark these in my log. Okay, I called out a swing long that is not set up yesterday, but it is setting up today, and that is Costco. So on Friday, I mentioned Costco has a really nice D1 breaking out of this compression, and I basically wanted to see it break out of this compression. So we got some of the move here today. We had a break of the compression. We tested that level, and then we made a new high. So Costco is at a pretty nice D1 chart over here in terms of longs. We're going to take a look at what the market does today to see if this is a good trade to enter. What is the D1 market saying? What's the short-term market context, the longer-term market context? What do we expect the stock to do? But potential pick for today. We are also in U, the stock, not you as a person. All right. So here is you on the D1. So had some selling pressure over here, and let me actually go maybe to an intraday chart so we can just see sort of the general trend here. So we got in you around over here. 1682-ish was my position. Had some nice move today. Today, we got a new low of the day, and then the stock started to rally. We're going to get into if that is going to be good or bad. We're getting a little bit of a rally. Still very bearish on the D1. I took some partial profits on the open at around 1620. There was a little bit of tiny support here that we broke through. Now U is having a pretty decent rally. Very low volume. Yeah, not a ton of volume on this rally initially. There's some short squeezing here, which is why you have some average volume. But then this is just some crud, some shorts bailing out. I think institutions are going to really be happy to sell you on the next pullback. So still not worried about this stock, and it's going to go into my stock bias and my market bias. So let's take a look at the market on a D1 basis over here. So longer term D1 trend, right? Obviously, we're bullish on the longer term time frame. The last couple months has been kind of a choppy drift higher. We had some pockets of nice movement, and then we have some pockets where we're really dead. So in this case here, I was really waiting for this pullback. I love this day on the 31st. We got the pullback and then a nice bullish hammer. Maybe feel very comfortable to take some longs. Later, we got some follow through. We got some compression here. We held the breakout at the all-time high. CPI came out favorable than expected. Another breakout to a new all-time high, a bit of a consolidation. And then today, we continued higher. We broke out of that compression. And I think that was the key story for today. So let's just zoom out a little bit on this M5 or this M15 chart here. And we can kind of see the story. So we gap up, right? We establish the range. We test some of the gap here. It holds. We have a little bit of buying and selling. It's just digesting some of this move. There's profit takers. There's buyers who want to get in on this move. So they're just kind of fighting it out. And then today, we actually do enter the top of that range. So we had a flat open today, a little bit of a bid check, grind up higher through the prior day high, and then we test the all-time high here. I'm actually not sure what that alert is for. We test the all-time high here, and I think this over here is the huge clue. So I was actually, and I'm going to give a example earlier in the day, I was short sedge. And my assumption was that, look, this is a really weak stock, and the market may hit some resistance at the all-time high over here. So I want to see that resistance hold, and if it breaks, then I got to get out of sedge. I'm going to have some time and price cushion because the stock is so relatively weak. So you can see in the first half of the day, market is grinding up higher. Sedge selling off pretty hard, not really doing a whole lot. Then The market tests the top of this range over here. I'm like, all right, this is good. This is what I want to see, right? And then we get a little bit of a pullback, and then we get a test over here. And I thought this candle right here at 11:55 was a clue because this was a red bar, and if we broke through this little relative low at 11:35 and we started to sell off, okay, that tells you that sellers are in control at this point. But we didn't get a sell off. We held these gains, right? We held this relative low right here, and then we chop, and then we poked up higher. We actually made a new high at 12:10, and 12:10 was when I started to scale out of sedge. I knew it would have a little bit of cushion over here. Started to scale out of sedge, and I took my profits. And then you can see how I knew that, look, if we aren't going down, then we're going to go up. This is a much stronger move than I expected, and I actually didn't really even trade most of this move at all, or really any of this move, because one, I was in a meeting, and then two, I was expecting, look, we have a breakout and it holds, then you can get long. So I think the clue here was to get in earlier on this move, maybe 12:45, maybe 1 o'clock. If sellers would have knocked this down, they would have done it on this bar, right? We wouldn't have seen these tiny candles compressing over here. We certainly would have not seen this bar at 115. All of this, we would have seen a red bar here, red bar here, red bar here. Didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? My guess is that, look, I think everyone was not expecting a new all-time high today. It was certainly a surprise day. It was a very sneaky bullish trend day, I would say. So wasn't on the radar. And if you get through over here, all these shorts, they're getting squeezed out and they're feeling the pain. Anyone who is short in here, right, holding on to the top of this level, getting squeezed out here, I think that is what's pushing up a lot of this move today. So we got a whole chunk of that move here. There was an opportunity to get in some day trade longs earlier today, and I think I'd probably get in somewhere on the 12:45, anywhere in this area here. You got about a window of 30 minutes, I think, to have a pretty nice entry point, a pretty favorable entry point. You'd use this prior all-time high as your stop at 5:44. So you got, look, about maybe $1.50, $1.70, and take that up here. This stock, market goes up from here, 545.75, 545.80, 545.75. So you get a pretty good reward to justify that risk. Now, market has made a pretty big move for the day. It's pretty late in the day. Again, after this bearish engulfing candle, we get a double top. I didn't think we would sell off. Sometimes these moves just sort of die on the vine. They don't really produce at all. So certainly quite a bullish day. Certainly had a breakout. The question is, are we going to see any follow through? And my estimate, I would say, is, I should put up AVUAPQ here. My estimate is probably not. We have a holiday on the 19th. We're going to have some low volume tomorrow as well as Thursday. So there won't be a lot of trading activity. There's not a lot of major news. There is triple witching on Friday, so that could certainly cause some volume. But other than that, it could be a dead day. We could kind of float around. I think I am cautiously bullish at this point, and I would probably take I would take a swing long, because this is a scenario where we break out the compression. Buyers are in control. We have a swing long here, but I would keep it shorter size and shorter term still. And it's for a couple of reasons. One, I just don't think that, if we get any sort of meaningful, I guess, let me rephrase this. We're over here, we're at a new all-time high. When we break out to a new all-time high, we simply compress for a couple of days. So that's sort of what I'm expecting. And I just really feel that maybe we're a little bit closer to that end of the move than the beginning of the move. I've said that a couple of times for this week. You're not going to always, you're going to be early, and I'd rather be early and cautious than way out over my skis and just trading this move like it's the beginning of the move. So based on all that, my shorter term market bias is mildly bullish still. I'd be more confident on these kind of pullbacks over here than these breakouts. This is a fairly shorter compression as well, not a lot of days. So I'm going to look for a potential swing long for today. And I do like Costco quite a bit. So What we're going to watch over here, and we'll take a look at a couple swing longs and then pick Costco at the end of the video. How does Costco do if the market starts to sell off a little bit? If Costco's starting to hold its gains and hold its ground, then I'm probably going to get into Costco. I'm going to go half size as a swing position because I don't have as much market confidence, but I do have a lot of confidence in this stock D1 chart. I have a very nice level of support right here at the prior high. I think that in a couple scenarios, Costco could be profitable. So first scenario, one, market has a big gap up tomorrow or any sort of gap up tomorrow. I'm going to take profits on Costco because I think a big gap up could start a bearish engulfing candle. That's usually how those start. If you look at those D1 charts over here, gap up, bearish engulfing candle, gap up, bearish engulfing candle. So, that's what I'm watching out for. If we have a gap down, right, we kind of test the bid, maybe grind out, pause for a day, and then move higher. All right, okay, I expect Costco to hold some of the gains and then also move up higher. So if the market drifts up, kind of chops around, doesn't really do much, I do expect Costco to continue up continue up through that drift. If the market has a gap up, then I'm going to look to take profits on Costco on that gap up. I'm also expecting to gap up, and I think that the market would have probably got too ahead of itself, and that's when we could get that bearish engulfing candle. Now, if the market has a big gap down, I do think buyers are going to come back in over here. I think Costco should be able to have some, should be able to resist any sort of those moves on those big gap downs because we have a lot of strong tight price action in the stock. It's been hugging this 8 EMA. It's not really been making any sort of deep retracements over here, just slowly grinding up higher. So Costco is likely to be my long of the day. Let's take a look at a couple of other strong D1s over here, see what is looking really well. I want to sort by R volume today. So R volume, nice easy comparison. This is 1.1. So let's see if there's anything above 1.1 that tells us that there is some volume going into there. GLW, that's a nice breakout. I remember Dave took it earlier today. Looks like it's pulled back intraday. MU's looking pretty good. Yeah, nice grind higher. Now it's just sort of flatlined. We want to get a stock that has a nice sort of profile. Wow, PLTR, really nice. Huge breakout today. Yeah, once it got through this level, jumped up really high to the next level. Crypto has been very strong. Hut, Master, CLSK. Netflix continuing up as well. Getting some resistance. We need to be a little bit more creative with these searches today. So what I want to do is we need to find a strong D1 chart and we need to find a stock that maybe is going to be producing and kind of be resistant to the market in this last hour or so. So I'm going to pause the video and try to find a stock that does that. All right, I'm back. One other stock I like quite a bit today is also BBY. So you can see here, strong moves post earning, came back, found some support above its AWAP-E, hit the 8 EMA, digesting some of those gains. Nice reversal today. Very nice reversal. And this is the price action I like. We have this gap up. We test the bid, preserve about half of this gap, and then we spend the whole day just grinding up higher, rallying. This is a really nice day trade. I actually would have taken this as a day trade once it breaks through that high of the day at 1220. Use this as a stop, and this guy is just grinding up higher. Gets a little bit extended over here. Take some profits on the double top. That is a nice $1 win on a 250 ATR stock. So I like Best Buy over here. These are in pretty similar sectors. See if there's any sort of sector strength or weakness right now. If I'm going to go to my watch lists, let's see if there's anything that is really popping out over here. Top of the range, perhaps. Semis, discretionary, mats. Yeah. You know, it's really going to come down to that. I think the D1, to be honest. So let's see over here. Ollie is also a nice, very nice breakout. Another nice day trading one today. He's made a really big move. A little more choppier of a stock. It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I think. Oof. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go with Best Buy over here. BBY is really nice. I think Best Buy just has a bit of a stronger daily chart. The price action is more orderly. It's a little bit more consistent. This is a very clean break of that level over here of that compression that we can use as a stop. So yeah, I like Best Buy a lot. I would take a half size swing long. So we're going to add that to our YouTube picks, which is in. And then we're going to have cost long and unity short. So cost long is the pick for today. And we're going to take a look at how this does on tomorrow's or on the video tomorrow. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you all then.